So guys, in the first session we completed our like Nanda Devi introductions, what we are in this premises, what is the technology we are using, and how we can use this technology in our day-to-day computing, and what are the different architectures are available in the market, and what we are going to use in the future also. So after all these things, we came to know we are having a big powerful machine in our environment, and which is having a huge like 100 teraflop of scaling, and currently we are having approximately 40 to 45 teraflop of calculation. So for all this calculation, for all this power, we need some space. We need to match the same speed for writing of your output. If you are using normal storage in your environment, for example, like already you are a Linux user and you already know that NFS is a file system, you can share your file or system on a folder level with other persons for writing your data, okay, for transferring any day-to-day activity. But on the large scale, if you see, NFS is having some bottleneck. You can't write single file with multiple heads. If you are having a 1 GB of file, you can't write that file on the NFS with the speed of the 1 Gbps MB, and you can say more than 15 MB also. It depends on your network bandwidth, it depends on the hardware factor, what types of the end device you are using behind NFS. It depends on that also. In these days, we are having a different storage technology coming in the market. Like earlier, all the HP solutions, they are aware of this type of problem. Like we need to beat some, my job is very IO intensive. I am going to write with the speed of 1 Gbps throughput, or I need to write the sequential file, not the random file. I need a sequential file. I need to write from A to B or A to Z, one continuous file. Or you can say I need to read the same file from A in the different patterns, sometime A, sometime XYZ, or sometime F also. So there is a pattern. All the application designed or read structures depend on the patterns, how your file is reading, how you are writing the file. So already this HPC community aware of this problem. So to overcome all these problems, they introduce a parallel writing mechanism for it. So they scale out the storage and they provided one global space for writing your files. In that, there is nothing to fear like, oh buddy, I don't know what is file system, how my application going to interact with the file system. It's just look like a plain folder for you. Technology are hidden behind that virtual file, virtual layer. There is a virtual thin layer is there on which you are going to write your application. You are going to use your application only. Earlier, we are having NFS or SAN for overcome this thing. But NFS is really a risky part if you are going to scale out. And SAN is a very expensive solution. SAN means fiber channel based storage. In that solution, you need to connect all the compute nodes. Like in our environment, we are having a 45 compute nodes. So we need to connect all the compute nodes with the fiber channel with the independent storage. So that is very expensive solution. For the small 2 or 1 node, it's okay, no problem. Any user, any enterprise, any government organization can fund that. But in the big scale up, when we are saying, boss, I'm having a big computational power, I need to write this file, but I'm not getting throughput because still all the output is generated in the memory, stored in the memory. It is not having a space for write, or it is not having the same speed for writing that file on the file system. To reduce that part, we are in our environment, we are having a IBM GPFS and Lustre parallel file system. So IBM is coming from that proprietary. For that, you need to procure the license, you need to pay per user license, you need to pay for per core users also. But Lustre is an open source technology. It introduced, you can say, more than in the top 500 supercomputing list. What we can, you can Google it, top500.org. You can see top 10 machines are using Lustre parallel file system. Among that, 2%. If you increase the list, top 50, yes, number will increase 60%. So like this, Lustre is becoming or making his space in the HPC environment. Or everyone at this time, no one can think a solution of HPC big computational power without a parallel file system. It depends on that how he is achieving that requirement. Is it using the Lustre file system or is it using IBM GPFS? Depend on the different level of the support. So what is the need of parallel file system? Parallel file system, it provides global namespace. Only one directory for you. You can write multiple files in that. Nothing to fear. Oh, I need to for creating another file, I need to speak with my admin, I need to take the permission. No, it's not like that. Anyone can create a simple file. Is it tax, is it bin, is it ifort, is it .c, is it, no problem. It can support any extension which you are working on your laptop also. There's no format extensions subject It's not like no star. You can put any data in that one. Okay. Designed for parallelism. Parallelism means this is our compute nodes, and if they are going to write one data, so all the data is sequentially divided. So you are writing the one single file in the multiple blocks. First block, second block, third block, fourth block, fifth block, sixth block, 7, 8, 8, like this one. So file is baked in the chunks. If you are having a 2 MB file, it will separate in the 1 MB, then it will further going to write on the disk. Because these disks are having a limitation. This is the hardware. We are having some limitation on the hardware. We can't break that hardware limitation. In these days, we are having a SSD in the market with the help of that you can achieve 120 MB per second for writing any sequential file or random generated file. In your laptops, you are having a SATA drives. With the help of that, you can going to get approximately 50 MB of speed. In your pen drive, day-to-day uses also, you came to know what is USB 2.0, what is USB 3.0. That's a common question for, that's USB 3.0 is the latest technology, but you can't use that technology if your laptop is not supported USB 3.0. But there is a huge difference in the speed. Same thing, for writing a single file on your hard drive, 1 GB, it takes too much of time. But same file, 1 GB, if you write on the parallel file system, like this, swipe of the finger. Because this connected with the fiber channel technology, RAID technology, and your hard drives also. Hard drives, anyhow, you need a space. That's a common method, you can't change hard drive. At the end of the day, you are writing on the hard drive only. But it is protected with a different level of a technology. So top technology we are using parallel file system. After that, we are using some management node for interacting or for managing this task. Below that, we are using fiber channel for sending the data from these nodes to the hard drive. And hard drive is protected with the RAID level. So we are increasing the production level also with a high level of availability with the level of the production also. In these days, it's really hard to get the production with the performance. If you are thinking for a production, you need to compromise with the performance. You can't get at the same time, you can't eat both the sweet. You have to compromise. Other sweet definitely will say, yeah, this sweet is not good. Look, that sweet is good. Earlier what I have. So these are the basic advantages of the file system. And like in this, our file system is operated on a high-speed network. High-speed network what? We say 1 Gbps, 10 Gbps. These are the normal, but in our home also, we are having a wireless. So it will say 65 Mbps of speed. What is 65 Mbps speed? Okay, in your, like sir is discussing about we are upgrading our LAN infrastructure in MSc, 1 Gbps. What is 1 Gbps? Am I going to transfer the 1 GB file in 1 second? These high speed means you can sustain maximum 1 Gbps, 60 Mbps. These are theoretical values. We can't achieve those values in the practical life, because for achieving these values, certain factors are there and mediums are there, how the user is using the file system, how the user is transferring the data. So in this medium, we are using high speed network like IB. We can use Ethernet also, like 1 gig is available in the environment, we can use that one also, but you can't achieve that speed. Okay, bandwidth utilization. So InfiniBand is coming in the picture. MANET is the old technology, and portals also, same thing. So InfiniBand, what is the use of InfiniBand? Why it came in the picture? You are already a user, you don't know what is for yours, user is there, user ID, you log in, you submit your job, task completed. After 2 days or 3 days, result completed. My result submitted, this is complete, done. But whatever you are using behind that console terminal, you can't imagine also. That's a really complex technology. InfiniBand, high performance computing is a major component. InfiniBand is that. Why we are using InfiniBand? Why it is a need in the market? Because in the network there is a latency. If point A need to speak to the point B, there is some delays there. But in the InfiniBand, point A needs to speak to the point B, there is no delay. And with a huge bandwidth. For example, this outer ring OMR road. In the peak time, it's full of traffic. No one can, for easy, like for walking of the person. If he need to cross the road also, he need to use the foot over bridge. But I saw so many guys are not using foot over bridge also. They are just crossing the law. Okay, bye. Hey, stop, I need to go first. Same thing. Ethernet is having the same type of problem. But in InfiniBand, we are having a special devices like our traffic police inspector. We are having a SCA card in this. So they are controlling your traffic. They are not sending traffic to the CPU. In Ethernet technology, your traffic is controlled by the CPU also. So there is a latency is there. In InfiniBand, no CPU processing is required. All the things are controlled by single InfiniBand devices. That's the reason InfiniBand is popular in the market, and your jobs are running on the InfiniBand. In our environment, we are using 4 IB switches, InfiniBand switches. Like for the Ethernet switches, for Ethernet technology, for plugging this Cat6 cable or Cat5 cable, like same scenario, we are having an InfiniBand switch also, which can support only on InfiniBand cable. Any doubt on this? So parallel file system, okay, we know what is the purpose of parallel file system. We know it's very easy user. There's no need of administration intervention for writing any file in that one. There's no need of special permission. If you are having access for creating that directory, you can create a multiple directory in that without any problem. So all the things, you know, speed is there, okay. But who is the actual user of the Lustre parallel file system? Where is the need? Need is there where computational science is happening, where fluid dynamics are happening, because they are generating a huge amount of data. And for storing, not for storing, for writing that data, you need a space. These type of file systems are not meant for storing the data. Reason? You can see multiple hard drives are there. You can write very well. But if you need to read, you need to again reverse whole process. So reading is not good. Writing is very good. If you're writing your data, okay, running, no problem, it will write. But at the time of the reading data, definitely there is some latency. There's a difference between writing and reading speed. Because you need to again complete the whole process. And you are not the single user of this file system. Other users are also writing their data. So it's serving not you, it's serving 100 other clients also at the same time. So always there is a difference between read and write speed. You can't hit ls-l or ll command in that Lustre parallel file system. You can hit, but it's not advisable, because it will create a unnecessary CPU load on the processors. It's not advisable. You can do, you can ask me, Atul, otherwise how can I see where is my file location? You are having your own directory at the time of the running jobs. Create your data in that one, store the data, complete task, no need of that data, don't store your data on the file system. Please keep in your safe place. So users are in our South India, where we are serving this Lustre parallel file system. These are the name of the clients. Like Institutes of Genomics and Integrative Biology in Delhi, they are using 75 TB of data parallel file system on the top of that IBM hardware. The TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Bangalore ISC campus, they are using a 25 TB of storage parallel file system for running their own homegrown codes on the top of the HP hardware, sorry, Fujitsu hardware. And the Jawaharlal Nehru Advanced Scientific Research in Bangalore, they are running 75 TB of storage on the top of that HP based hardware. And earlier, the Institute of Mathematical Science, earlier you are using SGI based Lustre parallel file system. Now all the data is, Lustre parallel file system is deployed on the top of the Dell storage. And the CMAC itself in that near to the old airport road, same technology, but on the top of the SGI hardware. So hardware is different, technology is same. Lustre is not dependent on any hardware, is there no dependency on application, no dependency on the user, no dependency of the any OS also. If you are having good stack, you can utilize this Lustre parallel file system, you can use this parallel file system in your environment. Like Mr. Shashi is saying in the first session, that we are achieving the high availability. High availability is very important for giving your best data, because okay, master node is there, it is having a job responsibility of serving you as a client. You are going to log in that master node, you are going to serve the job. But where is job is running? On your Lustre parallel file system. it should be also protected. It should be come with a high availability things. For doing these things, we are managing it two different IO nodes. So two different IO nodes. The combination of two IO nodes, it will serve both the things are serving as a client. They are accepting your request for reading and writing and serve you back. They are acknowledging your request. They are serving your request. They are giving you full information. Even if you are typing the LL command or DU command or DF command, they are giving you response time. It's not like that all the things are running your hard drive. It's not like that all the things are handled by the master node. These things, Lustre or parallel file systems is managing on his cluster. Is a combinations of the different hardware, different storage architecture managed by a single machine. So in the Lustre environment, master node can be 1, 2, 3, 4, but the backside you can increase the client as many. And as we increasing the client, you can increase your bandwidth plus space also. So scalability is very good in this option. In the future, if you want to upgrade, okay, in this time I am having a 25 TB of parallel file systems, and if your user, like if you are running some huge amount of data, some DNA or RNA analysis also, so it will take easily 2 TB or 5 TB after running or completing your run. And for submitting your documents, you need to maintain that data also. So like that one, if you are having 4 or 5 users, definitely you will run out of this space. So for those things, you can scale out easily without any problem. It just need, and there is no downtime also required for this one. You can easily upgrade the hardware, just unmount the file system and remount it. It will come in the picture. And you will see, and the best part is that there is no need of creating another folder also. In your home space also, in that old directory where you are earlier working, where you are saying, Mangal sir, I don't have a space, so where can I write my data? Next day, you can see the same directory will have some space also. There's no problem. There's no need of transferring your data from the old system or there's other linked directories there. No, it's not like the same directory will expand without any problem. You will see again a one global namespace. Global namespace, one directory. Behind that directory, all the technologies were handled by the Mr. Mangal Pandey or the IMSC team. So in this, we are having a 25 TB of parallel file system. And apart from this, protective the RAID level protection, because we are running with a very crucial data. You are running your job for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, might be it can go for 1 month also. After 1 month, if after storing all your data, one file misplaced or your hard drive is gone bad, it's when your whole 1 month effort will zero. Even the production cost is there, environmental cost like power, cooling, all this effort will be gone, and you are not the single suffer for this. Other users also will suffer for this one. So for this, for increasing the protection, we are having a protective the RAID level protection. It can sustain multiple hard drive failure also, as per for the production level, what we discussed earlier at the time. And this is the common thing which is mounted on all compute nodes. Like we are having a 45 compute nodes. It's not like that. Is it going to mount on the GPU? Is it going to mount on the Pi node? There's no difference. It will see only client. For him, all the machines are same. All the client will be same. Simple thing. And data transfer and InfiniBand technology. Like earlier we already discussed about this. What is InfiniBand? InfiniBand is a high latency, minimum latency and high bandwidth product. You will get a maximum speed. In this we are getting 56 Gbps of transfer. 56 Gbps is theoretical. We can achieve easily 2 Gbps without any problem more than that for writing a single file. So if you hit from your user ID, like in this we are testing all the things with the Mangal sir ID. So df-th, so it will give you the information about, okay, this is my root, this is my boot, where Lustre OPT home. So Lustre. So Lustre is saying O2 IB1, this is the IP address, this is the Lustre mount point, and it is mounted with the Lustre. It's not extended 4, extended 3 or VFAT or NFS. In your laptop you can saw that if you plugging the any pen drive also, it will mount with the help of the NFS or NTFS partition, or if you place the CD-ROM, any CD device, CDFS format or UCFS format. So like this, Lustre file system is also maintain one file format, Lustre. But for you, all the things will be simple. It's not like that you need to learn some Lustre programming, no, you need to create some simple, you need some special write for writing, no, simple thing. It will act as a like extended 4 file system for you. And you can see 25 TB space is there, used 36 GB, available 24 TB, 1% used and Lustre is still there. You can write anything in this, delete it without any problem, move it without any restriction. It's up to you. So for all the users, that this output will be same for all the users. In your home directory, this is your environment shell. In this you are having a home. This is my home for Mangal. And OPT directory, under the OPT you are having a OPT apps, where all the applications are installed, which are managed by administration team. There is no need of worry. Okay, and other thing is also, like some of the users are, they will install the application their own home directory. It is not recommended. If you are installing that application in your home directory, so we don't know what are the impacts of that one. Might be accidentally you run that application on the master node itself. So it's not advisable. Don't run or don't install any application without the administration permission. Otherwise, you are going to utilize all the resource of master node, and other user will say, I hit it 5 minutes here, but still console is not there. What happened? You don't know. Because system is live, but resources are busy to serving that request, to fulfilling your request. So don't run any application on the master node. We received so many calls. Okay, master node is down. Okay, after verifying the log, okay, this is the process ID which is used all the CPU and the memory utilization, and due to that, master node down. It's not able to serve the request. Or sometime you will see why my console is very sluggish here. I'm typing cut. After 5 minutes, I'm getting response. It means someone user accidentally or without knowing the importance of the HPC environment, they fired the job, because they are having a habit of their workstation where they just log in their home directory, execute it. So this is not your workstation. This is a common workplace for all the users where you need to maintain some discipline. Before running any single command, ls, df or copy, move, rm, anything, you need to think twice or thrice. Thrice will be good, seriously. So in this we are using Lustre. With the hardware details, we are having an Intel Xeon, same computational power. What we are using in the compute node, we are using the same power, 2667 processor. These are the Sandy Bridge architecture with the same memory, 64 GB of memory to serve all the 45 compute nodes and serve your independent writing the file and multiple writing of the file also. SSD enabled. SSD, you know, in these days all the laptops are coming SSD because no one want to carry the big 1.5 kg or 2.5 kg of laptop. They want slim trim. Boss, my laptop should work like that one. Just click, and most of the guys saw the Ranbir Kapoor ad also. Closed, open. For killing that mosquito. So it's not like that we are using in this environment. We are using SSD for writing the file. But SSD is having good performance compared to the normal hard drive, because normal hard drive is having a mechanical part like this. They are having a spindle, they are having a head, and they just act like a mechanical part. So they are having some latency for writing and reading. If you are having a CD player, so you can see CD player is rotational, it will take time. In your car, if you're playing in the CD player, okay, at the bump, some shock will be there. You will miss that tune or that word from the song. So same thing, it's a CD player like that one. But in SSD there is no mechanical drive. It just act like your flash drive with a huge good capacity of semiconductor and quality of semiconductors. It will just pump that data, not else. In the hard drive we are having a sectors, partitions, and it is a read cycle, write head, write cycle, all the things. But in this, no these things. No, you can run in airplane, you can run while driving the bike and car also in these days. So we are having a 400 GB of a hard drive for maintaining our SSD, okay, write speed, and the storage, because every technology requires storage. These all things are for the management. What are we are serving? 45 nodes. 45 nodes is a small number, it's very big, but it can increase, scale up without any problem. And for that, just you need to increase the quantity of the server. Like we are having 2 numbers here. So in the future, you can say 3 number, 4 number, 5 number if you are increasing the client also, compute nodes. Same thing. So these are our driver. And who is the like carrier? Carrier is our storage. So they are serving this to the client. They are managing all the things. How many disks we are having? 24 plus 6. So we are having approximately 18 disks here. Sorry, 54, 56. 56 disks. 56. We are having a 56 hard drives in the machine, in the storage from the Dell side, in the form of 3 enclosures. You are having that image, na? It's no problem. So we are having it 3 enclosures. Enclosure means where we can place the hard drive only. It's just a container for the hard drive. Like you are having a CD wallet, or old days we are having cassette tray in our home. We are placing cassette, multiple cassette, Sonu Nigam, some North Indian, some South Indian songs. Same things. This is storage which are containing the hard drives. Simple hard drive which can use in simple server also. It's are managed by hardware servers. Same configuration, all the things. So 56 hard drives are there which are protected with the RAID, disk failure, and for best performance also. So failover, importance of failover, like Mr. Shashi already told you why H is required in these days. We are increasing the performance, but it's really hard to get the same redundancy also at the same time. So in this environment, we are having Dell 2 machines which are managing 56 hard drives on both the machines, which are coming from the common storage. And if this machine fail, automatically it will take the responsibility of this storage and it will mount here. So client will see only these things, single global space. For him, it's a single file name, single directory, Lustre. He don't know how many servers are there. He don't know how many storages are there. He don't know how many hard drives are there. Simple concept. Like Red Hat Cluster Studio is a very complex tool. It requires so many mechanisms. It is having some prerequisite also for configuring. But for achieving the simplicity of this Lustre cluster environment, we are using Heartbeat. So one daemon is sensing the presence of other node with the help of the simple method ping. If ping is there, it say, boss, I am live. If ping is not there, my neighbor gone away, I need to take his home. So he will do the same thing here. He will take his responsibility, he will mount all the things here and serve the client without any problem. You will never came to know what is happen on the back side. For you, again, it's a single directory. It's not a Lustre 1 or Lustre 2 will come. No. For you, again, in single namespace. Any questions? Good? Bad? Happy? So, benchmark. What is benchmark? Everything in this world is having some limit. So, that's a human nature. I need to measure the speed. What is that? If I have brought a new bike, I will say definitely I will ride it more than 120 speed. So I can measure his speed also in his terminology. So same terminology we are using in the computing environment also. So we will say benchmark. Benchmark is a terminology which, with the help of that, we can say this is the practical value which company claim, theoretical value which company claim, and this is practical value what I achieved as per my standard, as per my driving skills of that bike. Company is saying you can max ride 125 km on this, but I will say 125, I don't know what type of environment they are running. Might be they are having a proper environment, proper setup, but in India you can see you can't ride with the 125 speed. Definitely you can 100, after that you need to hit a brake. Same thing in this environment also we are having a benchmark. So benchmark, where are the hurdles? In the roads we are having bumps, but in the computing environment, where are the hurdles? Hurdles are the users. Every user has having a different requirement. So we need to customize this product. For all the users, product is same, but configuration is different. For the TIFR, they are having a different requirement. For the Jawaharlal Nehru Advanced Scientific Research, they are having a different requirement. For CSIR, IGIB, Institutes of Integrative Biology, they are having a different requirement. So all the users are different, and their users pattern is also different. Their application, some application generate high block devices data, like 1 GB of one file, or 25 GB of one file only. Or some users will say 1 MB of multiple files, thousands of files. So quantity, growth, all this depend on the user to user, environment to environment. So benchmark will help us in understanding the user requirement and on which factor we need to give the environment. So in this environment, we are achieving 2 Gbps of throughput. It's mean we are achieving writing speed of 5.3 Gbps easily, and read is 14 point, like Yes, 14 Gbps of read speed is there. For writing a size of the file, we are writing a, what is the size, block size, XFS size, 24 MB aggregate file size. Yes, 24 MB of file, we are getting this performance. If you can increase the file size, you will get the some other result. So these are the standards. That's the reason all the things are measured in the benchmark format. For the HPL, we are having a, we will say 10 teraflop, for the 5 teraflop, 45 teraflop. For in the storage technology, we are having IOR. Anything? Thank you. Sorry.
Sir, just one question.
Yeah.
When you say that read speed naturally is reading is limited by the speed because you need
Yes,
to go
yes, yes.
but,
Here,
there is
because
in the right speed.
the difference, the size of the file, 24 MB. 24 MB is a very small size. Even my bandwidth is 556 Gbps. Again, there is a cache memory in the server. So the file, it's not going to directly write on the file system. There is a layer. There is a layer. Servers are there. Bandwidth is there. Server is having a huge memory, 64 GB of each. So where is that data is going? First, it's going to write in the server memory. Then it will process the data to the further. So processing is the server IO1, IO2 is the processor for that storage. In your hard drive, so you can use in your laptop. You are not writing directly on the hard drive. It is first stored in your memory. That's the reason you will say, yeah, 1 GB is not sufficient when I need to run Windows 8.1. So maybe I need to go with the 4 GB. Later on, you will add one more application in that one. Oh, 4 GB is not sufficient. Yeah, I need to increase. So where is that speed? You are increasing only your writing speed. How? So you match with that hard drive speed. So all the data is storing in your memory. You are not taking every time from the hard drive. So this is the difference. Same concept we are using in the big manner, whatever you are having in small workstation or laptop. Same technology. It is just used by the some special technology like InfiniBand processor, independent manager for doing that specific task, not other thing. Only for specific task, read and writing.
So just one question. Is it sequential reading or random reading?
Both the things he can do.
The speed will differ, right?
Yes, definitely.
Random reading or sequential reading. So what is the data for? Is it for random reading or it is for sequential?
This is for sequential reading. If you are having a randomly reads means it need to communicate with other server also. Maybe one server is having one part of your data. If you are saying randomly, it need to go other server. So it is divided, that your data is divided. My data is typed here to here. Okay. If you say randomly, then first time it will need to go here. Next time he need to go here. Third, fourth. If it's a reading like sequential, my request will come here, complete it. But randomly, like a ping pong.
No, like it will be better to read sequentially.
No, you can't decide that one. It always depends on the application. What types of application output you are generating. It's depend on the read pattern also or write pattern also. Some application we can't say all the computational. If I am giving one activity to one compute node 1, both this is my task, complete it. And same task I am giving to the other node also, compute 2. So we can't say exactly the computational time will be same. Okay, if my activity is completing in this node 57 minutes, other node will take 1 hour 20 minutes. I can't say. So there is a difference. So where is my data is writing? On the list parallel path system.
So this is a effort to match the processing power of the computer versus the reading and
Yes.
writing to the individual
Yes,
folder.
yes, because your application is generating too much of used data and it is stored in the memory. It's not able to flush all the data on the hard drive. It need to maintain that speed. Otherwise, other what we request will be in queue. They need to fulfill first, flush the hard drive onto the hard drive data. Then it will take the new request and serve the process.
So in between, if there is any bottleneck, for instance, the data cannot transfer from the layer you are saying, the hard drive layer versus the next layer.
Yes.
If there is any
Yes,
part
yes.
which is not
For example, if I touch here or touch here, response time will be same for me. But if I touch here and ask him, hey, where I am touching, for him to understand his first my finger position and mood also, because I'll say, if I'm saying this, I'm crack. So he need to sense all the things. So processing always there. Same thing happen in the single node also.
So user don't need to know about these things, right?
No. User, there's no need of user understanding. User will see a single file system. Just he need to write the data, and after completing that all the activities, remove his data. So other user can take that advantage of the file system. Simple thing.
So another question, which
Yes.
is not very technical. If you don't use SSD, you cannot go beyond certain reading writing speed. So
No,
that's what-
it's not like that one. We can achieve the SSD speed also. Why SSD came in the market? Because we are having less space in the data center, and user requirement is very high. So user don't know what is hard drive, what is technology. He need, boss, this is my 1 Gbp speed I need. So come to complete my same type of execution. Otherwise, if speed is not matching, my execution will take more time to complete that run, because all the data is stored in the memory. So he knows those calculation, but he don't know what are the hard drives, what is the server. So that's a responsibility of the system administrator or consultant. Okay, this is your requirement. So other factor is that cost. What is the cost of that one? If my solution is feasible in, can I make my solution 5 lakhs? Or same solution I can made with the help of the SSD drive in 2 lakhs also. So hard drives speed numbers are less, okay, in the SSD, but the speed will be good. What user want? Only speed. He don't bother about the space, all these things. Because I need speed only. I will keep my data in my hard drive, no problem. Just so for that amount difference is there, he can take the decision. It's not like forcefully, yeah, SSD is there, SATA is there. No, you can't take in the market directly iPhone 6X. You need to wait for that one. Reviews are there in the market. Xeon is there. Some guy will know, I need to buy a new laptop, I need to buy a new hard drive, I need to buy a new. Some guys are technology freak. They buy that new technology, but they never utilize the full hardware. So hardware always come with the optimization. You need to first utilize your whole hardware with all the features. Otherwise, you are wasting your money. So other thing is that user knows, okay, hard drive done, computational done, CPU done. My real task is still pending. My environment. Everyone knows his environment like his desktop. They will say login, they'll have a /home or bash shell, something like that one. Everyone user knows those character only in their life. Okay, run command, execute it. And every user has having own customizations. Some set, some the date, some set with their bash shell with their name, some set with that some themes on the back side for making a colorful life of the black and white screen. So environment modules are playing a very important role for using this all this thing activity, or it will help you in running any environment programs. For example, last year if you are running some codes, okay, in these days applications upgraded, okay, but your code is already having your last data, and your environment is saying I need to upgrade my environment for get the performance, because all the application in these days are compatible or will tie up with the OEM also. If you're going with that OEM based application, they will first test the application is going to perform in that hardware or not, then they are going to tie up with those application. All the, is it Dell, is it HP, is it IBM, all the guys are doing. That's the reason they are coming in the HPC market. They will say if my application is running in this machine and giving you result in 1 hour, other guy will say 1 hour I can give you in 50 minutes. So 10-minute difference is there. You are saving your 10 minutes of power, you are saving your 10 minutes of cooling also. So on the big numbers, it will 10 minutes will make a huge difference. So application versions are changed, but you are using the old data. How you can say my old data is compatible with that new application? You need to stick with your old application. For those sakes, we are using environment modules. Without less knowledge, or you can say less knowledge of Linux also, you can use this command and you can still use your own old codes. In our environment, we are having a GCC 4.9.1, Intel 2013, Intel 2014, Intel 2015, OpenMPI, GCC and PGI 14.7. These things all are different. Intel is same. So why I need 2013, 14, 15? Because they are having a different version. I can't give one bus to 4 drivers. For them, I need to have a different roads, different route, different salary. Same thing we are doing here. If I use all 4 things in one environment, you never came to know what is the problem. If you hit the MPI run or ICC or i4, which is compiled by which linker, which library, which LD flag, which CPP flag you are optimizing, no. Because 2013 to 2015, roads can change. This is a program only. So many flags are optimized, so many flags are removed or name changed. But your old code, if can sustain Intel 2013, you can use Intel 2013 in your environment. If your new code or old code say, okay, maybe my old code can work or can take advantage of Intel 2014, you can compile your application with the 2014 by removing Intel 2013 dedicatedly, or Intel 2015 also. It depends on the user to user or their homegrown code and how they want to use that application. Any questions? What type of application we are using in this environment earlier? Are using ifort source file or ICC, FFTW, BLAS, LAPAC. These are the algebraic function. So MKL is giving you functionality. So all these Intel versions are having a MKL also. So which MKL is going to suit your requirement, you need to test and judge. Simple thing. Module load GCC 4.9.1, it will load 4.9.1. Okay, why this is 4.9.1? Because maybe my program can work faster by removing native OS ifort. I can use this one. The native OS ifort is coming with that 4.6 only. So this is the latest one, 4.9.1. You can take the advantage. You can compile your source code with the help of the Gfort, and you can see, is there any performance, or is it degraded or increased? No one can take the bet on that one. No one knows. Only the source programmer or programmer who write that code. That guy knows only well that my program is going to scale up or scale down with the new environment. So you are having a different compiler set like GCC, Intel, OpenMPI, PGI. What is PGI? What is OpenMPI? And what is Intel? Why we say we need to use Intel? Can't I use open source technology GCC? Why there is a need of PGI in the market? Because we are using a Dell server. Second thing, we are using Intel processor. If Intel is running, processor are handled by Intel compilers, they are very good. They will give you the best optimization. They are automatically tuned. For example, Apple, on the Apple laptop, if you install the Ubuntu, it's not going to give performance. But if you install the iOS same version, there's a match. They are utilizing the full hardware capacity. Same thing. Intel is utilizing the full Intel processor. There are so many special flags you can use with the help of the Intel compiler on the top of the Intel processor. PGI, some of the applications require PGI dependencies. Some of the. In my experience, weather research forecasting, like NCSM, here in Anna University, we are having a PGI compiler only. Most of the meteorological agency use only PGI because they are doing so much of what we call mathematical function calculation. So PGI they require. And earlier Intel is not developed so much. In these days we are saying Intel. Only in India there is a boom of Intel. But outside India, guys are very reliable on AMD also. And AMD is giving so much of good performance compared to Intel also, for some application. So PGI is designed for AMD and Intel compilers are designed for Intel. So there is a categorization. And both the compilers know how to interact with the hardware very well. And GCC, no problem, it can run on Intel also or AMD. It is not going to bother. It will give you the common set of the thing. Anything?
So what's the default environment?
Default environment you need to set. There is no default environment. If you are not going to set any environment, you can't utilize this function. Module load command, it will set your environment.
You will compile the program, you will load.
Yes. Why we did this one? Because accidentally some users run their job. So they need to think thrice for taking the decision what they are doing. So by doing this standard module load, this is my environment loaded, I need to compile. So they need to think before compilation what they are compiling. They are not unnecessarily wasting the resource. This is the level of the standards, like how you need to do in the HPC.
So how can one find out what module set it is?
Module avail, simple command, 2 lines. I am not typing the full also. Module space AVIL tab button. It will give you the list. How many modules are loaded in your environment? Available, not loaded. And after that, module load space, you can type any first keyword, GCC, Intel, I, tab, it will till 20. Again 214 you can type, same Linux pattern. There nothing is required, you need to remember the full name of these things. It's as per your convenience. How you can use tab. Linux is full, like it's automatically complete. The words are automatically complete. That's the magic of the Linux, what I believe. So even there is no need of remembering the path also. So all the paths are visible. Where is my module? OPTapps module. This is my common directory for all the modules. So what are the administration putting? You can request your administration, I need this specific version. Can you please maintain in my shell? It not in your shell, it can give you globally without any problem. So other users who don't know what they are using, so they can take advantage of these modules also. Earlier might be they are doing wrong or mistakes, but oh, new module, let me try this one also. So intentionally or without intentionally, they are using all the things with the full features.
You also have this module list which tells you what
Yes.
modules are used.
Yes, module list is a command which give you how many modules are loaded, because if you loaded one module, in these days like mobiles make us very, you can say, lazy person. We can't remember all the mobile numbers. So list is there, you can see, okay, these are the numbers I have in my mobile phone. You can't memorize all the things. Same thing happen in the modules also. You can load modules, but you don't know what other modules are loaded. So for verifying, you can use the module list command. How many modules loaded in that environment? Module list.
So what is module available?
Sorry?
What is module available?
Available.
What is loaded already?
No, available means how many things are available in that environment.
And list is how many?
Loaded for you.
Loaded for your environment. What you are using.
What you are about to use, what you intentionally loaded in that environment or unintentionally. It will give you those information. So you can take the right decision. Okay, this information is correct, not correct. I can remove.
Where will this information be kept?
Information, yes, we can provide one document for that one. Already, this is the simple command. Okay, these are modules are available, and with the help of the module list command, it can give you the information you loaded that module or not. So module load, module file, module remove, unload module, simple thing. A list, listing how many modules you can use or you are using, available, how many things are available, and load.
So in these machines, PGI is not useful.
No, I am saying it depends on the application. What type of application?
None of these are AMD.
Nanda Devi is Intel based.
You think AMD is also Intel based?
No, AMD Intel is a two different rival organizations are there.
But in this cluster, everything is Intel based.
Yes,
But so PGA will work or anything?
yes, it will work.
It will work, but it's
Yes, it's not optimized, but some of the application require only PGA compiler. They are not meant for Intel compiler. Like weather research forecasting, they always go PGI because they are doing not research from the last 5 to 10 years. They are doing the research for
So what's your Intel 2013
versions. Last year release, this year release.
Compared to what?
These are the environments.
For environment.
Environments. If you hit the command module load Intel 2009, it will give you the 2013 version, like 14, 15, different versions.
Inside that.
Otherwise, there will be confusion. If we say Intel, it can load all the three modules. There will be confusion. Which version you are using, which application compatible with which version, because all the applications are binded with some library flags. What they need to look in that environment. If you hit the LDD command with the help of the binary,
For example, Intel 2005 will have an OpenMP command also for
yes, all the things. It's not like that Intel 2013 is different 14. No, all the things are manufactured by the same company but different version. Earlier I am having a Maruti 800 from Maruti side, same thing. But functions are different. Utilization, how you can optimize, fuel quality is also good.
And I can load different models at the same time.
Yes,
And please go for Intel 5, that 5 thing also.
yes. Intel, recently they released one article, Intel Many Integrated Code from the community. We got the confirmation, yes, Intel mic can sustain other thing also. Earlier they are having a say, no, Intel mic only support Intel compiler. You can't run other compiler in that environment. Recently, you can say last week, they released GCC is compatible with that one. They released that one. Earlier, they don't have any practice. For running a Intel MPI environment, you are having MPRN from the Intel side. So that is called Intel MPI. And for Open MPI, that is for open source community. Same thing. And PGI is giving compiler also and MPI also. So PGI MPI is also available. So you can test your application on Intel MPI, Open MPI and PGI MPI also. So there are 3 types of MPIs are available which can drive your application with different speed or scale up as per your understanding with the application. How much you are familiar of uses those application, performance, flag, all these things.
So I have to test and analyze what is suitable environment for me.
We always say research is already done in the market. We are not the new scientists in the market. Research is already, these are the not designed by us, already coming in the market for so many, or already so many white papers are published in the market by so many other scientists, and all of us also. We publish our blog or in our community. This is the good version, you can get the good performance, and communities always help you in that one. So always go with their application document, what they are going to suggest, minimum, maximum, compatibility. 3 factors, minimum is there, compatible, it can run, minimums, it can sustain, maximum, not more than that. So all the applications are coming with a readme file. Before running any application, if you are the first time user, just make sure you are gone through the full readme manual and what are their dependencies. Okay, I want GCC 4.6. Oh, 4.6, I am having 4.91. Can I use? No, you can't use. You need to go with the 4.6 only. Request, drop a mail, he can install, give it separate module. Module loads, GCC 4.6, working fine. Any other queries?
But for your homegrown codes, you would recommend using trying different.
Yes, because that's your homegrown, even you don't know in which terms it is going to scale drop or scale out.
It is your choice.
That is your choice.
I think that is what you were asking.
Yeah. No, but for the OEM based application, which application? GROMACS, NCL, WRF, ANSYS, GRADS, and Gaussian. These applications are already available in the market, and most user community is very big. So they are already having experience with different compiler set, and they are already saying this compiler is having some bug, this compiler is having some problem. Don't use. Their community will say we can't. Even at the time of the compilation, they will say don't use these linkers. There are some conditions.
No, I think what we can do is you can give the similar environment on your desktops, which is even open with multi-core systems. You can test on the local, your desktop and a proto, and then push it to the cluster.
So this is the only thing from my side. In this section, since morning we covered about Nanda Devi. What is Nanda Devi? What is hybrid? What is parallel path system? What are the types of hardware we are using? What type of architecture? What types of environment module? What types of compiler and MPI? Any questions on Intel MPI and how you are going to, okay, we explained while discussing all this thing, how module avail, module load and anything?
In real life example will there?
Yes, real life, definitely there will be hands-on. It's not like that all the things will, hands-on session there. That's a human nature. We can't judge all the things in it.
Do we start by module with ourselves?
No, for that you need to just drop a mail to admin. You can create your custom module in your home directory, but that's not advisable for your own testing sake. If you very
It will not replicate to the other nodes.
so these things are available in the market, in the Nanda Devi, and you can easily utilize. And yeah. So for you can I will give you.
Have we done?
Yes, I need to show you something. Like this is our Nanda Devi console. Okay. You asked me how can I see how many modules are available. Module AVAI. Just I pressed tab. List is coming. Module load.
How do this one module keep? No, I thought you had many modules.
Yes, you can increase.
So only one will add.
I add, you not add here.
Yes. So module list will give.
Still the machinist not came to us, no.
Ah, okay. It's not here right now.
No, machine is here, but we didn't authorize it.
Not released to user.
Ah, okay, fine.
No, still it is not released to admin.
But after 5 years, you can say machine is not in this premises. Definitely, all the things in cloud. So module list,
Modules currently loaded.
no currently loaded. I want to load module load. First, we will see MPI run, MPI RUN, which is the common command we are going to use in our TOR submission script. Command not found. Okay. If I hit the command module load Intel 2013, then MPI run.
Balance.
See. So all the environments variables like LD library path, bin path, lib64-bit path, some optimization flags are managed by these modules only. So user just need to relax, just he need to drop a mail to the admin, boss I need this module.
You put just the ENV, you put it. ENV, environment.
Yeah, just.
Enter.
Oh, sorry.
So if the path set.
No, no, ultimate.
You can see F77 I4 path is set. MKL home is set. License file for this, all the things are set.
You don't know where it is loaded. Okay, actually, it will, for single package, you will have bin library, bin path, library path, include path and everything. I cannot give every, each and every package, each and every version. What I will do is I will put it in the model. You just take and load it. Then all bin include library path will be set. And you can, what you have to do, simply do GCC or ICC and start compiling yourself. You don't need to worry about where it is located.
So the shell script that you used to send that has this module.
Yeah.
That is your,
Yeah.
that you go to
See,
make it.
basically, actually, you don't know, maybe the previous practice is, I will send the where the path is located, and I will say that library path is located here, include path is located here, binary path is located here, and I'll ask you to load that into you have to set ENV and path equal to path blah blah some command.
Yeah.
That stuff you don't need to do now. Simply you do module load, module name. The module will be classified in such a way that there is the name and version. So for example, some users needed Intel compiler 14, it means 2014. For some 2013 it should be okay. Or somebody required latest. For any number of versions you can have in the same cluster. That's what the argument is. And you can load it. And even it's having a basic realize something like, for example, by default you can load model 2013, and if you are while loading model 2015, the model 2013 will be automatically removed from that list. Like that you can do it. It's already everything set.
So this is the agenda that we completed our introduction with Nanda Devi, hybrid architecture, cluster parallel file system, and environment modules. How you can use modules in your submission script, and you came to know, okay, it's not a black screen. Behind that, we are working very hard. Thank you.